Webmagazin auf dem Yahoo Hack Europe hier in London. Bei mir sitzt jetzt die Jennifer Davies. Sie ist Senior Product Marketing Manager, Social and Communities, EMEA bei Yahoo. Jennifer, thanks for talking to us, and please introduce yourself first for our viewers.
Thank you, Christoph. I'm Jennifer Davies. I head up product marketing for social and communities properties here in London, across Europe, Middle East, and Africa for Yahoo.
Jennifer, can you please first of all bring us up to date a bit on the current stats for Flickr? How many users are there? How much photos are uploaded daily? That kind of stuff.
Sure. So Flickr is one of the world's largest photo communities. We have over 80 million unique users monthly. We have over 8 billion photos that have been uploaded to Flickr, about 3.5 million per month. We have over 1.5 million groups. I think that's really important because there's a lot of communities and group aspects to Flickr. And we have over 200,000 pictures that have been geotagged. And those are kind of the stats in an overview, yeah.
After Marissa Meyer, I learned it's pronounced, took over Yahoo, a public appeal was made to make Flickr awesome again. The team responded, and tell us what has happened since then. What did the guys do?
So yes, we are working hard to make this Flickr awesome again. You might have seen that there's a new iPhone app that came out in December. So I highly recommend that you take a look at that if you haven't done that already. The Flickr team is headquartered in San Francisco, and so they're also hiring. So if you know any good developers or designers, please let me or them know. And it's really a question of prioritizing Flickr, prioritizing those products for Yahoo that are part of the world's daily habits, things that people do every day. And photography is something, and I'll get to that later, but has really changed in the last 5 years as photography has gone from more of a niche habit for some photographers to something that most everyone can do every day for all those people that have smartphones in their hands. So we're really looking to make Flickr part of that.
And I think I heard there was also a German guy pretty heavily involved in rebuilding the Flickr team, is that right?
Absolutely, and in fact, let me log out of that here so I can show you something. So Markus Spiering is actually I think he's from Dresden or Leipzig. And he leads product development at Flickr in San Francisco. So I don't know if you can see this, but if you download the app and before you log in, we have 3 pictures that show the main things that you can do with the Flickr app: create great pictures, explore great pictures, and share. I'll get to that more later, but the picture on sharing is Marcus himself. So there you go. Yeah.
You also already talked about sharing. It seems that there was kind of an increased focus on social since this initiative to make Flickr awesome again. How is this focus reflected in the current Flickr experience?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because we see Flickr as being one of the first social sites that was out there because it's all about user-generated content. It's all about sharing photography. Obviously, there are many ways that people can use Flickr. If you want to use Flickr as a photo library that's in the cloud, online, secure, trusted, you can do that. You can set all of your pictures to private so no one else can see them. But you can also use it as a way to upload pictures and share with friends and family. And I mean, when I was still living in Germany 10 years ago, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I joined Flickr, and it was one of the only sites that allowed me to upload pictures and to send a URL with those pictures to my friends and family in the rest of the world. And so inherently, it's always been social. What we've tried to do as one of the major elements of the app is to make it easier to share all over, depending on what you're interested in. So if you're a big Facebook fan and you want to show your pictures on Facebook, we make it really easy with one touch to do that. Also on Twitter, we have a really nice way, if you share directly from the app to Twitter, you see a photo card on Twitter that makes the picture look really great in the Twitter feed. And also on Tumblr, or also obviously by email. So our goal is that we make it really flexible, easy, fun to use for people, whatever their habits are, and that we integrate other social networks into Flickr so that it's really easy to share from Flickr into other social networks.
Sharing is nowadays, of course, mostly done or often done with mobile apps. You already showed us some of the new mobile app. This is the iOS app. Can you tell us a bit more, maybe highlight some more of the features there, and talk about what the big app update had in store last December of the iOS app?
Sure. So our goal with the app was to take the rich functionality that exists Flickr Online on the PC version and integrate it into an easy to use and elegant iPhone app. And so really the 4 key features are to be able to capture great imagery. So you can use the iPhone's camera, or you can use the camera integrated into the Flickr iPhone app. You can also create great images in the sense that we partner with Aviary and have a photo editing tool to change the resolution or to crop and to change basic editing functionality. We also have created our own filters, all based on animal names. And you can also then share, as we discussed, with your friends on Flickr, other people that are following, your photographs on Flickr, but also to other social networks and on email. And I think one important thing also is to discover new photographs that might be really interesting for you or might inspire you. And that's where it gets back to the groups. There being 1.5 million groups on Flickr, it's probably a group for most people and most of their interests, and also different ways to explore pictures either around you. For example, in the app, there's a new functionality that shows interesting pictures and nearby pictures. So you can use the GPS coordinates of your iPhone, and we'll show you the most interesting pictures taken near here, for example, Central London, or the most recent pictures here in Central London, or the most interesting pictures worldwide, based on an algorithm that we change, and we change those pictures out 2 or 3 times a day.
Let's talk about the mobile horizon, or the horizon for the app. As far as I know, there is not yet an iPad optimized version of the app. Can you maybe tell us a bit, is there something on the horizon? What are the plans in this respect?
Sure. So one of the key focus areas, not only for Flickr, but also for Yahoo, is mobile. It's really important. It's absolutely critical to the world's daily habits. And so I think if you take a look at Flickr over the next few months, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised in some of the things that we're going to launch.
Okay, that means something. During the whole process of developing this app, what would you say did the team learn from other services? Services that have become increasingly, let's say, photocentric. Well, Instagram has always been photocentric, of course, or maybe from Facebook. What have you learned, or how have you tried to incorporate some of the stuff, or even do stuff better?
Well, I think, we talked about this before. Photography has really changed over the last, especially 5 years. Before, a lot of people who were into photography had a digital camera or a DSL camera, came home, uploaded their pictures with a USB cable, uploaded them to Flickr, and we could see through the camera finder on Flickr, which is actually public, and you can go look and see what cameras are the most popular on Flickr. But we've seen a massive change in the last few years, and the iPhone itself, starting with iPhone 3, iPhone 4, 4S, and the iPhone 5 obviously is the most popular camera on Flickr. And so it's really changed in the way people see photography. And as I said before, it means that a lot of people that weren't photographers earlier now have a smartphone in their pocket with a really, decent resolution camera, and they can take pictures of their friends and family or things that they see on the street, and upload and share immediately. And that's a new use case, not new anymore, but a use case that we really embrace and want to make as easy as possible for people to upload their pictures and to share with people. And maybe something that I want to allude to as well is, it's really important for us at Flickr to put the photo in the center point, and that means no matter what the resolution of the camera is, the Samsungs, the iPhones, they're all getting better and better pixel resolution, and we preserve that quality of resolution. And so as you upload your picture into Flickr, we don't compress it, we keep that full resolution so that users can go back to Flickr as an archive and always have that highest quality resolution, even if they've edited it or put a filter on it within the Yahoo app. So that's something to call out, I think.
I think that's, personally for me, that's the most important difference, actually, keeping the resolution up. You already mentioned you were in Germany for more than a couple of years, I think, for 7 years. So and of course you're being from the US, you're a person who, let's say, knows both worlds. From your experience, just tell us, is there, what's the main difference of these markets? Or is there a main difference? What's your experience of the US and the European market? I guess there are differences in the several European markets.
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges, and the biggest parts of my role, is to understand the Europe and Middle Eastern markets and be able to explain that to my colleagues in the US. Marcus, of course, is German, so he knows a lot about Germany, but that's not always the case depending on the products that you're working on. And it's really understanding what are the things that make each region and each country in each region different. And I think within Europe, on the one hand, the Middle East is fascinating, really young demographic, depending on the country that you're talking about in the Middle East, massive mobile penetration and has been for some time. In some countries like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia or, the Abu Dhabi and Dubai, there's like 2 or 3 mobiles per person. So the penetration is really high, whereas a lot of people there don't have a landline, a fixed line. So that's really important to imagine kind of a mobile-only experience. And frankly, the mobile growth has happened quite late in the US. In Germany, it was really, everyone started having a phone with D2 and with T-Mobile, and texting was really popular in Europe, and so the culture of mobile really was very, very strong in Europe. And a lot of times that can also change over to how people use their mobile devices today. And also, I think being aware of some really strong local competition that exists throughout Europe. Really good development here. That's why we're, having a hack day here, to not forget that there's really good startups, good developers all over the world, and also here in Europe. And I think maybe something very specific, especially in Germany, is the importance of privacy. And that's something that we take really seriously at Flickr, and that's the ability to very much define who sees what on your pictures. You can define if a picture is private or open to your friends and family, to a user group that you define. And even within a particular picture, you can also set the geo tagging to the geographical location based on the users as well, right? Because maybe you don't care if people see your picture, but you don't want everyone to see where you were. Or if you're uploading it, like today, maybe I don't want certain people to know that I'm sitting here. And we make that really easy for you to do and to configure also in the app. And we also do certain things like, there's a feature on Flickr.com that it's called geotagging. Geofences. And that means that you can predefine like a certain radius around a certain area. Say it's your home or your child's school. And you can say, when I upload pictures that were taken in this geographical area, I don't want anyone to be able to see that. You don't have to think about it every time you upload a picture. And that's especially, it's important for people everywhere, but I think especially in Germany, having lived there and understood kind of things going on in Germany, it's especially important there. So that's something that I'd call out as well.
Do you have data, especially on this geofences thing, that it's maybe really popular in Germany? Is there data for this?
There is probably data, but I have to admit I haven't looked at it, so I couldn't really talk to that right now.
Jennifer, thanks a lot for talking to us. You mentioned to me that it's your birthday tomorrow, so have a great day tomorrow, and have a great day here at the Yahoo Hack.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thanks.